I'm here with Alistair White, who's a multi-titled champion sponsored by Max's, that's going to perform the exercises today to show the beginners how to get up and running and build a body like Alistair's. Our first exercise today is going to be a shoulder press. Now you can do this on a normal bench, a flat bench, but preferably a seated bench with a backrest. Take it all the way down behind your neck, Al. Touch yourself right at the top of the spine or the bottom of the neck and push all the way till your arms are straight. Now that's a very light weight, and Alistair's doing it easy, but it's important to do that to work out your range of motion. Your wrist, your elbow and your shoulder should all be in one line. As you warm up, you can go a little bit faster with each rep, but certainly you never bounce the weight and you never take it for granted that you're going to be good at it. Rest about 30, 40 seconds. You don't need to do too much more, and then we'll go again. It's very important to put a little bit of speed into the exercise, but never on the down motion. A lot of people get confused with their breathing. Basically, it's one breath per rep, and you breathe out with the effort. We want you to only be able to do between 9 and 12 reps. Hopefully 10 will be just right. We're going to show you the one and only way to do a squat with a full range of motion, but very important to warm up. And just with no weight, this is a great way to start and to increase your range of motion. You'll find that holding onto the rack stops you from falling either forward or back, gets the blood in around your knees and warms you up. As a beginner, you should warm up really, really easily and just go into the movement. You ready to go, Al?
Absolutely.
This is where most people go wrong. They have the weight too high on their neck, changes their posture, makes them fold forward. It's not what we're after. We want to pull it back, grab it with your traps, and I'll show you a little trick here, folks. If you take your hands out nice and wide and bring your elbows up, now it'll take a little bit to get that flexibility to do that, but when you get your elbows like that, you'll see the weight won't and can't slip off. It won't fall down your back. So elbows up, chin up, chest out, walk backwards a little bit so you've got plenty of room, feet nice and wide. Let's go, Al. That's a perfect squat, folks. He sits back into the movement, he goes down nice and low. You'll see at the bottom of the movement that his back's nice and flat. See that? Flat as a tack. You don't want a rounded back in a squat. That's a very dangerous thing to do. No good for your back. Doing them like this will actually strengthen your back, your abs, your glutes and your quads. Our next exercise in our beginner's routine is a bench press. It's great for building a foundation, building up your chest, but it also works your shoulders and triceps, so it's a great all-round upper body exercise. And there's a few things to get right. First of all, you've got to lie down, get your back nice and flat on the bench, hands a bit wider than shoulder width, about there, chin up, chest out, and here we go. Okay. Once again, breathe in and breathe out. A slight pause at the top, down, touch your chest, don't bounce. So you can come down, you see me actually pauses there for a sec, drives it up, pauses at the top for a sec. One of the things I encourage is for people to pause at both ends of the movement, not just at the top, not just at the bottom. Slow it down a little bit, because the biggest mistake you make on bench press is bouncing it off your chest and lifting your bum up off the mat to get the weight. As a beginner, you want to stay within that safe range and just work on form, form, form. That's what it's all about. Every gym in the world's got a lat pull-down machine. Some old, some new, some indifferent. Doesn't matter, they all do the same thing. What does matter is your posture when you do the movement, your full range of motion, and knowing how to feel it. I want you to put your hands out so your middle finger's right on the bend, 50% wider than your shoulder width. Sit down, slide forward underneath your padding, lean back a little bit as you go, and arch your back and stick your chest out, sit back up straight. You almost dislocate at the top, so you have to get a full stretch, and I recommend you pause for a full second at the top of the movement, then pull, whack, and down again. Now, what we're looking for here is an arch in the back. There's actually an arch in Alistair's back. He's moving down around my fist. That's what we don't want, is that look there. And you see people in gyms everywhere doing that. We want an arch back, chest out, chin up, and basically hit yourself right up high. You should almost take your chin off with the movement. One more, and rest. Our next exercise is called a high pull. People call it an upright row, and they do it wrong all the time because their hands are too close together. We're going to get Al's hands nice and wide, chin up, back straight, and what you have to do is to roll your elbows forward at the start of the movement, to start with your arms slightly bent, and pull it just up to nipple level. It doesn't go up to your chin, it doesn't need to. Go, Al. Perfect. Elbows straight up to the roof. Just nice short movements. What you've got to be careful is the elbows don't start going that way. He's just started to lose a bit of form there, so we're going to roll them forward again, reset, that's better. Keep your wrists straight as a power exercise, so you've got to really pull it hard out of the bottom. That's a great one for the traps. Helps tie in your shoulders and your back and everything else, and a very, very important exercise for beginners to try. We're moving on now to our tricep exercise. As we said, one basic exercise per body part. The trick to this is to put your thumbs under the bar with a false grip. Be careful doing that because you don't want to drop it on your scone. But This will help to put the emphasis on your triceps. The next thing you do is move back to here. Now the elbows don't move again until we finish the set. So come down. It's a lying tricep extension, but also known affectionately as a skull crusher. Keep your elbows still. And when you get to the top of the movement, you see Al locks out and flexes his tricep. Just come up and overemphasize that. You see his tricep flexing. That's what it's all about. Some people don't even bother to straighten their arms, and that's not going to cut it in the real world. You have to come up and squeeze. The other thing you'll see Al's doing really well is taking it all the way to his forehead. If you don't get it all the way down to your forehead, then it's a short movement. It's not going to give you full range of motion. It's not going to work. As it is, you've done bench press and shoulder press, all involve triceps. So when we do these in your arm workout, do these before your biceps, you'll find you get the best result every time. Now, there's nothing better than a barbell curl. Basic, old as hell, but it works a treat. Get the bar at about shoulder width. There's a couple of things to remember. The most important one is that at the bottom of the movement, your arm's straight. You've almost got to push that elbow forward. You see a lot of people start their bicep curl there. That's not where you start. Straighten them again, like that, every time. You need to check every rep. Do each rep and stop and check each time. So come up, 7/8 of the way I like to call it. So you don't go all the way to your chest because your biceps will relax and you'll lean back. You just come to there. Come down till your arms are straight. Push your elbows forward again at the bottom. Now, as you pull it up, don't lean back. In fact, do the opposite and lean forward a little bit. We want to make it harder, not easier. The other thing I'll get you to do, Al, is to stop at the top and pause. So 1 second at the bottom, come up, 1 second at the top. Come down, pause. Now, the reason I do this, it eliminates all the swinging out of the movement. Much better. You're getting a bit of a pump on board there. Let's just roll your sleeves up. Come up, stop, down and stretch. Stop. Very important to concentrate on these moves. You see there's no swing, there's no momentum. He's not borrowing from his legs or his back or his shoulders. He's just pulling it up with his biceps, and that's why they're getting pumped. That's why he's getting a result, and that's why basics work best when it comes to bodybuilding. That's a basic workout. We've done one exercise for each body part. That's your whole body worked out. Should take about 40, 45 minutes. You need to do that 3 times a week. So ideally Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Do that for your first 6 weeks, and then you can go on to a split routine or something different. But essentially, to start with, 1 basic exercise per body part. If you're finding it a bit easy, just do some more sets and some more reps. Doesn't matter if you do 3 sets, 4 sets, 6 sets for each exercise, as long as you do them right.